Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we finally get some type of response from Cory Hardrict about the divorce from Tia. Now, mind you, they've been divorced probably a little bit more than a year, I believe, and he has not spoken publicly about it at all in any way, shape, or form. We have not gotten any social media posts, no interviews, nothing. Meanwhile, she's been the one that's been really vocal on her social medias and did a whole interview round about her divorce and how she graduated from it and all of those sorts of things. So I just want everybody to take a listen to what he actually says here in this clip, and then we're going to talk about it.
It's tough when it feels like you're going through something alone and no one understands, and no one's there for you, and it's just like, when you're a man, especially a black man, they're like, oh, he's tough, he's strong, but it was a year and a half crying myself to sleep every night. Nobody see that. Yeah. Nobody see that. Yeah. You live 5 minutes away from your babies, you know what I'm saying? Because people who know Cory Hardrict know that his kids and his family was everything to him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm stronger than I thought I was. Yes. I'm really stronger. And that by the grace of God, it's like, I'm here and I'm still going, because, it's tough when it feels like you're going.
Now, you take a listen at what that man said. And he didn't go into any details. He didn't go into defaming her. He didn't go into bad-mouthing her. He didn't mention her at all. Okay? He was talking about his experience of it, and even just a small portion of that. Talking about how he felt like he was alone in the situation and how nobody cared to understand or cared about what he was going through. And that had to be hurtful to watch her go on a whole interview spree and gain and garner all this sympathy and people talking about how she's going to be supported and she going to be all right, even to the point of speculating that he was doing something to her, because it's always the man's fault. When a woman files for divorce and breaks her family, it's 100% always the man's fault. It's never her decision based off of just nothing really, right? So it had to be painful for him, who's also experiencing the death of his marriage, not at his hand, not at his behest, right? He's not like, oh, I went and filed for divorce and, I was happy to get away from her. And we never heard any drama from them. We never heard about, oh, well, there was rumors that he was beating on her, or there was rumors where we never heard anything about their marriage negatively, right? Cory was very private, and he remained very private even after the divorce and all of these headlines, and she's making a spectacle of herself, and he never mumbles a word. And you got to know that the one reason probably why he never publicly said anything is because he knows people don't care about him, and because he's a man in this situation. So there wasn't going to be anything that he was going to be able to say publicly that wasn't going to be misconstrued, that wasn't going to be somehow his fault. He wasn't going to get any support, no matter what he said. Because if something had really been going on where she was doing something to him, if he says that, now he's bashing her, right? That they would have took it like that. And if he had been like, well, I don't really know why we divorced, then the internet would have took that and ran like, oh, well, he must have been doing something. He just don't want to say what it is. And she protected him too. Don't want to say what it is. And then it still would have been, oh, poor Tia, she's a saint because she's not running him through the mud, quote unquote. So anything that he would have said, any statement, any Instagram post, no matter how innocuous, no matter how slight, would have been taken all crazy, and he still would have been at fault. So this is why he doesn't say anything publicly, right? He knows that. And he said it because, you know what I'm saying, you a black man, you strong, you don't gotta, you know what I'm saying, you can go through it. And he was like, but nobody sees me cry myself to sleep at night for a whole year. Because anybody that knows me knows my family was everything to me. Right? So nobody sees his pain. Nobody is understanding of his pain and his loss, having to move out of the house, having to be apart from his children, because that's going to be apart from his children. Anytime he's not in the house with him, but he been in the house with them, that's apart from them. You know what I mean? So nobody cares about what he's going through. And then look at the comments. The comments tell you everything you need to know. I still feel he was the issue. He doesn't seem fun at all. Like fun? And I would say this is a young woman that probably said it, but we never know because the old ones think like this. Right? Maybe I missed the interviews y'all saw from Tia. From what I heard her say, I never thought he did anything to her. I remember her saying the relationship no longer served her. That led me to believe that she was no longer in love with him. Not because he did anything wrong, but because they or she had grown apart. I feel like it caught Cory off guard, if anything. Right. Like he was blindsided by it. And I agree with that. I agree that he was blindsided. But whatever she was expressing to him, he probably didn't think that his marriage was in jeopardy because of it. He probably thought they could work on whatever it was that was going on, considering the fact that probably there was no infidelity on either side. There was probably no egregious thing done that you couldn't come back from on either side. So he was probably thinking we can fix whatever it is, if it's emotional for her, or if it's, you know what I'm saying, oh, I don't feel a certain way anymore. Maybe they could rekindle something, or maybe they can get the spark back, not thinking that this is probably going to be a problem. Some people seem to get it. This one says, oh, wow, now I need to know the truth. Had me thinking he did her wrong, right? That woman just didn't want to be married anymore, and simple. And that's what it is. Right, wrong, or indifferent. She just didn't want to be married to him no more. She wanted to go back to the street, so that's what she did. And it caught him off guard because she ain't never been no street girl. You know, Tia, you can see the awkwardness in her now. She ain't never been no street girl. Two-parent home raised, they raised a good girl. You know what I mean? Like, as far as, oh, she wasn't running the streets and getting buck wild and hoeing and all that kind of stuff. Like her and her sister, her parents raised good girls. They got married young. She was in a relationship young. She got married young, had her kids in her marriage, things of that nature. And I stick to the fact that I believe that Tia had a bad case of fear of missing out that made her be like, I think I missed some part of my life because work as a child actor, and then got right into a relationship when I was young. I've been with the same man for like 20 some years. You know what I'm saying? Married to him for like 15 of those years or so. And I think that I'm missing something. And she got out here. She left that man. She left him and left her family, broke that up, and got out here. And she's miserable. She miserable. She's the one that's always making posts about finding herself and, you know what I'm saying, how much of a struggle it is. I bet you these streets is not as fun as you thought they were going to be, because don't nobody want you. You can't run the street like you could have 20 years ago. At this point, the only thing Tia is getting is some D from somewhere. And that's not fulfilling, because Cory was giving her that already. Plus, he was giving her the husband. He was giving her the husband. The fulfillment of the masculine energy and paying her some attention and, you know what I'm saying, like giving her more and not just seeing her as a piece of meat to have sex with and to throw away. And now that she's not getting that, she not happy with that. She is not happy with that decision, but she got to stand on business, because Cory also is, for as much as I believe he miss her and miss that family, I believe he seemed like the type of person make you stand on business. That's just my armchair diagnosis about his personality. He just seemed like the type of person, once you do certain things to him, he gonna make you stand on that business. Okay, no, you didn't want to be married to me, remember? You remember that? Remember how you filed for divorce? Remember how you left? Yeah, I love you. Of course I love you. I'm probably not going to never stop loving you. But can you come back to me? No, because you ripped my heart out. Come back to what? So you can rip my heart out some more? Do it again? Because I wasn't aware you was going to do it the first time. So come back to do what to me? Spin the block to do what to me? He seemed like that type of person. And I don't blame him, because you can't spin the block on me. Once you hurt me, once it's done, no spinning the block. Spinning the block for what? For what reason? So I'm just glad that he even spoke this much about it. And you know what I'm saying, he's slated to play in the new Tyler Perry movie, which I don't like Tyler Perry movies, but he's slated to act in it. And from that standpoint, I was glad to see him, you know, coming up in a feature film. You know, probably gave him something to focus his mind on and something to do. So I'm happy from that standpoint. But yeah, I'm glad he spoke out about that, because it confirmed my thoughts on what happened between them. That man wasn't expecting her to do that at all. He was not expecting divorce papers. And now she can't come back, because he also looked like the type of person that once you done let however many men, even if it's just one, slide through there, and I've been the only one sliding through, oh no, you can't come back to me, baby girl. Boop. Bye. Stay gone. Stay out there. So anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.